Tensions between Russia and Ukraine have sparked a huge crisis in Europe, the likes of which has not been seen since the Cold War.
So who are the key players and what is their role in all of this? First of all, right at the centre of it all is Vladimir Putin.
The president of Russia. He has been the most powerful figure in the country for over 2 decades. An intelligence officer for 16 years before, he has done more to shape modern Russia than anyone else in the last 20 years. He believes that Ukrainians and Russians are one people.
The Soviet Union arose thanks to the Bolshevik policy. Now its descendants have demolished Lenin's monuments in Ukraine. They call it decommunization. You want to be decommunized? Well, we're quite fine with that. But don't stop halfway. We are ready to show you what decommunizing Ukraine really means.
Sergei Lavrov has been the foreign minister since 2004 and is almost universally respected by both friends and foes as a wily, tough operator. A chain-smoking whiskey lover, he's been the face of Russia's diplomatic efforts in the current Ukraine spat, and in a clearly staged video released by the Kremlin, has encouraged Putin to keep giving talks with the West a chance.
Мне кажется, наши возможности далеко не исчерпаны. Они, конечно, не должны продолжаться бесконечно, но на данном этапе я бы предложил их продолжать и наращивать.
Then there's the Siloviki, the security men around Putin, who are said to have a lot of influence over his thinking.
Nikolai Patrushev is the head of Russia's powerful Security Council. A public inquiry in the UK found that he was probably responsible for ordering the killing of Alexander Litvinenko in London. He echoes Putin's views on Ukraine as a protectorate of the country and has called it a total absurdity that Russia is threatening Ukraine. Then there's Sergei Narishkin, head of Russia's Foreign Intelligence Agency. The former KGB officer compared Ukraine's government to Hitler's occupation. He's played a prominent role in promoting favourable interpretations of Russian history. Essential to the Ukrainian conflict are the 2 separatist regions in Donbass, the so-called Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics.
Since 2014, these mostly Russian-speaking regions have been controlled by pro-Russian separatists, and roughly 15,000 people have been killed in their conflict with the Ukrainian government.
The leader in Donetsk, Denis Pushilin, has warned that a full-scale war could break out at any time.
Мы не исключаем, что вынуждены будем обратиться с учетом того, обратиться к России. В случае того, если Украина, пользуясь поддержкой западных стран, придет определенную грань. Мы будем реагировать по ситуации.
Vladimir Zelensky has had a unique rise to power.
He is a former actor and comedian who actually played the Ukrainian president in the TV show Servant of the People. He has made it very clear that he wants Ukraine to join the EU and NATO.
Ukraine's desire to join the European Union, to strengthen its borders, you are very well aware of it. And we would like NATO membership, which would be a guarantee of our security.
He has consistently played down the conflict for fear of causing panic at home and even more economic instability. But he has warned that conflict could lead to a full-fledged war in Europe. That approach by Zelensky has at times differed from the stance taken by Ukraine's foreign minister, Dmytro Kuleba. He's insisted that Russia should make clear the extent of its military build-up on Ukraine's borders.
Знаєте, не почуємо, тоді повіримо. А побачимо, тоді повіримо. Побачимо відведення, повіримо у деескалацію.
Be in no doubt as to whether Ukraine intends to push back against a potential Russian invasion if the country's most senior soldier is anything to go by.
Винятково за своє. Тому я не тішив себе ілюзіями і не чекав манни небесної. Я воював і готував свої Збройні Сили України. І крапка.
For years now, China and Russia have been growing closer, with President Xi Jinping recently hosting Vladimir Putin as guest of honor at the Beijing Olympics. In a lengthy joint statement, the 2 countries criticised NATO's expansion, rebuked certain states in the West for the way they seek to impose their own democratic standards on others, and they described their friendship as having no limits. The key players in the crisis from NATO's perspective are the US, UK, France and Germany. Since the conflict began, the US, especially under Joe Biden, has made the unusual step of releasing regular intelligence briefings about Russia's military movements. Some have suggested this is a method of deterrence and that the US has finally learned how to carry out an information war. Emmanuel Macron and Olaf Scholz have also played an important role, and both have visited Putin and Zelensky.
But in the end, what happens is really up to just one person. That's Vladimir Putin, and that's just the way he likes it.